I'm Ricke Williams. This is Cardre Rocket. This is what I do. But what I want to talk to you about today is dyslexia and neurodiversity. So I am dyslexic and I have a number of ADHD traits. 40% of business owners are dyslexic and 1/3 of those have ADHD. Now, that's an awful large number, and if we take neurodiversity as a whole, that means almost 50% are certainly neurodivergent in terms of business ownership. Now, lots of people look at that as a negative, but in truth it's a positive. From the point of view of dyslexia, there are 4 positives to being dyslexia, or being dyslexic. One is that you can take a 2D picture, turn it into 3D in your head, and then put virtual reality goggles on in your head, and you can inhabit the space that you can see in the 2D picture. That's why a large number of architects are dyslexic. It's also why a large number of builders are dyslexic, because they're working in buildings. Another one is dynamic reasoning. So for every word that I have stored in my head, I have a picture for it. I don't spell phonically, I spell by off-rote, of having remembered where I've seen the picture. And that means I have a picture for every word and 10,000 of them, which means that my brain has high stacks, long neural anchors, and many, many anchors to be able to interlink different concepts and information, which means I can predict the future. Okay? Not with a laser beam, but with a broad, sort of fairly dim torch, if you like. But I can take all the information I've learned and backcast it, and then forecast it to predict the future. And therefore, quite often our conversations are frustrating. We can see the end result really, really, really quickly. And then what we have to do is break it down brick by brick and then rebuild it up for everyone else who's neurotypical, because it's such a big leap. But that's why so many large projects or innovative things that have happen from dyslexics. And if you start looking up who's dyslexic, you'll be amazed at the people that manage to deliver on that one. Another one is dynamic narrative. So we create quite a lot of empathy with what's going on because we like to tell a story. So for example, a man is walking down the road and he's gone to go and collect his water. He's got 2 pails on either side of a stick going on. One of them's cracked and for years he doesn't replace it. Why does he not do that? Well, the reason is because he's watering the flowers as he goes back along the road. But the need to put a story behind something, explain it, adds value and adds great detail to it. So they're the 4 positives of being dyslexic. 40% of business owners are dyslexic, and 1/3 of those are ADHD. Now the figures for UK is lower than they are in America, but you don't become more dyslexic by travelling the Atlantic. So, acknowledgement rather than diagnosis is very low in this country, and it's not a bad thing, it's just about understanding it. My name is Ricke Williams, I work for Cardre Rocket, and I help people understand their neurodiversity too. Thank you.